Humans are storytellers. From the make-believe games we played as children, to the Netflix series we watch and books we read today, as humans we're captivated by, soaked in stories. But stories don't just remain in the world of fiction, they're knit into how we live our lives. We gather with friends, telling tales of our weeks just gone, of old school days, of things going on in the world. In these early weeks of term, we'll exchange stories of life back home. We'll hear stories in lectures about how the world works. To know someone well is to know their story. To have heard where they're from, what they've experienced. We sense that for someone's story to be discounted or overlooked is deeply wrong. Humans are storytellers. You'd think in a culture as advanced as our own, we'd have moved on from the ways of our ancestors who gathered round fires sharing tales. And yet, the time we spend on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok seems to suggest that we can't do away with stories. Humans are storytellers. But why? In a world that seems large and chaotic, stories help us to find meaning. Stories give us patterns that help us understand who we are, where we're going, what's wrong with the world, and what the solution is. They help us to express what we most want and fear. Poet Amanda Gorman writes that stories show we are a single race, looking for reasons, searching for purpose, seeking to find ourselves. And this is what gives stories their power. Stories form communities. It's a powerful thing to have a shared sense of who you are or where you're from. When a shared story reveals that we have the same hopes and fears, friendships form. The powerful moment of "you too" draws us together. And stories have the power to motivate us too. You'll change your behaviour if a story has shown you a vision of what your future life could look like. Stories can even ignite our passion to fix global issues. Humans are storytellers. But here's the question. This need to tell stories, is it something we've just learned as a species as we've evolved? Do we tell stories as a way of making up a sense of meaning and purpose in a world that doesn't have any? Or do the stories we tell us something about reality? What if our desire to tell stories and find meaning points us to the fact that we are living in a bigger, true story, where we do matter, where there is a beginning and an end, where there's a problem but also a solution, where there's an author who wants us to know him? And could it be that in discovering this big story, we make sense of our own stories, discovering the living God and ourselves again?